Yeah. Hi, yesterday we have discussed about some concepts related to the Power BI. Okay. So today we'll be discussing about some more concepts in Power Query transformation. Okay. So we have learned how to download the Power BI desktop through Microsoft Store system, and we have learned how to download the Power BI desktop through Google. Okay. So I request everyone try to download the Power BI desktop into your system, because as we teaches the classes like I'm taking the class, once you download the Power BI desktop in your system and you practice accordingly, then only you will get the perfection on that particular data. Okay. So if you listen the classes, that you can understand the concepts very clearly. But once you download and do it practically, then the concepts becomes very easy, and you can do when such type of the practical scenarios comes in the real time, then you can able to resolve it immediately. So first I request, as a first part, try to download the Power BI desktop into your system, and I will share the video link also, like I have explained in the video, and I can share one YouTube link. So how to download the Power BI desktop. It is as simple such that you download the app in your mobile, and it is a free open software. Okay, so once you download the Power BI desktop into your system, so this is the user interface that you can find. Okay, this is the Power BI desktop. But now in the components of Power BI, the first part we are discussing about Power Query, right? So in the Power BI, we have three components. First one, Power Query. Second one is Power Pivot. Third one is Power View. And fourth one is Power BI Service. So in this first 5 or 10 hours of the classes, we'll be discussing about the Power Query, where we have studied about doing some basic transformations of Power Query. And today we'll be going to do some advanced scenarios, how you will do the transformation in the Power Query. Okay. So you may have doubt, like from Power BI desktop, I want to move to Power Query, right? So what is Power Query? The Power Query useful for transforming your data. Suppose the data which is given by the client is not in an organized format or not in a structured format, and you will try to organize that data into structured format, and that you will transform that particular data. So to transform the particular data within the Power BI desktop, we have Power Query. So from Power BI desktop, if I want to move to Power Query, just click on this transform data. Once you click on the transform data from the Power BI desktop, you will move to the Power Query editor. Okay. In this Power Query editor, you have many menu-based options. Okay, like the Excel, how you have the menu-based options. In the same way, in the Power Query, you have the different menu-based options. In the Home tab, you have different options. In the Transform tab, in the Add Column tab. So with the help of this menu-based option, you will transform your data as per your requirement. Now, in yesterday's class, in the previous classes, we have discussed about new tab, recent sources, enter data, choose columns, keep rows, remove rows. These are some basic concepts that we have studied. Now, in the Power Query, there are three important topics. When you attend the Power BI interview, they will ask on four topics. The first one is data types concept. Okay, data types concept. So what is the meaning of the data type? What is the use of that particular data type? That is very important. And second one, they will ask the concept related to merge queries, append queries, and group by. These three are the very important concepts that you need to discuss. Okay. Now let us see about the concepts which are related to the merge queries. Okay. So in order to explain this merge queries, so let us try to pull some data. Let us try to load some data. Let us try to load some tables into Power Query. So we have seen from Power Query also, we can connect to the data. It may be the data may be stored in your desktop or downloads in somewhere in your laptop. I need to bring the data which is there in your system, local system, into this Power BI desktop. And how you can do, like you can click on this new sources. Now, if the files are Excel, you'll try to click on this Excel. Now in the Excels, like my data think I have stored that in downloads, go to the downloads, and I have loaded the data employee department. See, the employment underscore department. So by this end of the class, I will also share one link where I have used all the Excel files that are using, like it may be Excel, any files that I will be using in the entire Power BI course. I have compiled in a single Google Drive link. So you can, I will share that Google Drive link to you. Just open that and download the Excel files and keep it in your local system. So that the every data that I can make, instead of sharing every data individually. So what are the files that I'm going to teach in the coming days also I have compiled and have kept it in one Google Drive link. I will share that Google Drive link, and from that you can download the data, and the same data you can download and you can practice accordingly. So if you are getting the same results as what I'm doing in the class, that means you have understood the concepts. Okay. And in case of any recording like problem, you can go to the recording twice. But if you follow my commands as per what I'm doing here in the class, if you replicate same while you practicing, then it becomes easy for you. Okay. So now I'm storing this down. I want to load this employee department table over here. Just select the table and click on the open. Now, once you click on open, the data which is there in my download, see, it is trying to fetch the data. That means it is connecting. So backend, it is trying to pull the data. Once it load the data, see, it is trying to pull this data. It is asking permission. See, this we are trying to load this department table and employee table. So in the Excels, you have different sheets, right? Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So that sheets which are stored in the Excel will appear like a tables over here. Okay. So when I go to the downloads and open, in the first sheet, you will have department sheet. In the second sheet, you will have employee sheet. But when you try to load here in this Power BI, when you try to load, those sheets which are there in the Excel will appear as a tables over here. So if I want to store that, I can store department table. I can click on this department, employee table, this way, and try to click on OK. Fine. Now this data, see, employment and department table, it has loaded. So the tables in the Power Query language, they are calling it as queries. And that means the tables and queries are one and the same. Okay. The tables and queries are one and the same. Now you have loaded the tables into over here, department table, employee table. Okay. What happens in the real time? Suppose you have understand the scenario. This is very important to understand. Your client is asking, you have employee table, right? This employee table, how many columns you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 columns are there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. Now, what happens? Your client is asking, there are some tables, there are some columns which are there. In every table, your requirement is, I want to bring some columns which are there in the department. In the department, see, before that, there is one department table. Screen has turned, just keep it up. Yeah, in the department table, I have department name and location. My requirement is I want to get this department and location, these two columns, which are there in the department table. I want to merge these two columns, which are there in the department table. I want to merge the two columns in this employee table. And this column should appear at the dead right end here. So the department name column and location column, they should appear at the right side. So I want to bring the columns. Think this employee table as table B, department table as employee table as table A, department table as table B, for example. I want to bring some columns which are there in the table B, that is department, and I want to add that columns to table A, think as employee. So to get the columns from some other table to this present table, you need to perform one operation called as merge operation. That means you can get the columns from other tables. You can merge the columns from the table 2 and you can add to table 1. Here table 1 is employee and table 2 is the department. My requirement is I want to merge some columns from the department table and I want to add it to the employee table. Now how you will do it? So to achieve this, in the Power Query, you have merge queries as a concept. That means you can merge the columns from the different table and you can add to this table. So first I want to add to this table, right, employee table. So select this table and click on merge queries. When you click on the merge queries, it will show you the two options, merge queries and merge queries as new. So try to select merge queries as new. If you click on the merge queries, within this table, the changes will take place. When you click on merge queries as new, a new table will be created. In that table, you have the data of employee table and department table. So as a best practice, instead of using merge queries, you can use merge queries as new. So a new table will be created which contains the columns of both the employee table and the department table. That is very simple. Now let us click on merge queries as new. Okay, fine. Right now where you are in the employee table. So that table will be reflected here. And what are the columns which are there? Employee name, job. Those columns you can find over here. Now to this employee table, which is the table that I want to add? I want to add department table. I want to add the columns from department table, right? So here in the drop down, you need to select that department table. So when you select the drop down, all the column tables will be appear over here. But for this employee table, I want to add some columns from department table, right? Select the department table. Now in the department table, what are the columns that I want to add? Department name and location, right? Now, in order to add this, in order to perform this merge operations actually, so what happens? They at least they should have some common column. So if you want to bring some columns between table B from department table to employee, so that means you are performing the merge operation. What is the requirement to perform merge? To perform the merge in both the two tables, at least they should have one common column. When the common column exists between the two tables, then only you can perform the merge operation. Now go and see in this employee table, I have department number 20, 10, 30. Come here, you have the department ID. So department ID, department number, both are same. In some, they are calling as department ID and department number. So these are the two common columns. Okay, sometimes the column names may be different, but the data stored inside will be same. So this it is having the department and department number, it is having department ID. So these are the two common columns which are there between the two tables. By using these two common columns, we can bring the data from department name and location, and you can add the data over here. Okay. See, now common column and select. Here I am selecting department number. Here I am selecting the department number. Okay, these two are selected. Now, by doing the concept, you have automatically it has selected left outer joint. It will select by default. As of now, try to use the default only. Okay. Why will explain after merge concept? I will explain what is the use of joins. What are the different type of the joins and what type of the questions that will be asked in the joins that you will be studying after tomorrow class. But as of now, I'm using default join. Just we need to understand in a Power Query language because in order to perform this operation, if you want to do this in SQL, you need to write some lengthy code. But in Power Query, you don't have no need to write any lengthy code. Just try to select the common columns. Okay. So to perform the merge operation between these two tables, I have selected the common column. Once you selected the common column, try to click on OK. See, a new table is created. Okay. And this new table, I'm trying to rename. This table contains which information? The first table, employment information, and it also contains department information. So for our understanding, I'm coding this as employee plus department information. Okay. I'm loading this as employee and department. Now what happens in case of now the tables are added like employment department. Now when you see here that columns from the department is not appearing over here. Just you are getting an information like table. Now what you have to do? Try to expand this. So there is one option called as expand button here. Try to expand that. And once you expand that, it will show what are the columns which are there in department ID, in the department name, what are the columns are there, and what columns you want to bring. So it will give the what are the columns which are there in the department table. Now you can select, I will select only department name and location. You can ask me why you are not selecting department ID, sir. As department ID is a common column. Already in the employee table, by the name of department number, you have department ID column. In the department table also you have department ID. If I pull and the department ID will come twice in a table, so repeating the two columns twice in a table will not make sense. That's why I am unselecting this department ID and I am selecting the department name and location. Then click on OK. Once you click on OK, see the department name and location, these columns are coming from the department table. My requirement, what is my requirement? First, I have the employee table, right? In this employee table, I want to add department name in department name and location that should come from department table. See, after perform the merge operation, you can see here department name and location. These are added over here. Now, how you can understand, how you, sir, you can ask how you can confirm this department name and location is coming from department table. After performing the merge operation, you see department dot department name it is showing. That means this department name is coming from department table. Location, department dot location means this location table column is coming from department. So these are the two additional columns are filled. So previously this location, see department and location is present over here. Now by using the merge concept in the employee table, you have to up to department number only. But when you perform the merge operation, you can able to get the data which is present in the department table, that location and department we came here. So this is how you can perform the merge operation. Now let us see. Let us explain. I will try to explain it again. How we can, once you understand the concept, it's how simple way you can do it twice so that it will be easy for you. What is our requirement? I have the employee table. To this employee table, I need to add the columns which are there in the department table. That means department location. What is the steps that I have followed? First, I want to add to this table, right? First table. Select this table. Now I want to perform to get the tables from other some columns from other tables. We need to perform merge operation, right? So click on merge queries. So in the merge queries, don't click on merge queries. Within the same table, changes will take place. But a new table should be created. Then click on merge queries as new. Now once click on merge queries as new, see you have selected that employee table. What are the columns which are there? It will appear over here. And I want to get the data. I want to get the columns from department table, right? So here you need to select the department table. And what is the third step? In between the two columns to perform the merge operation, you need to have some common ID. When you look at both the two tables, I have the department number over here and I have department number over here. So these two are the common columns. Once you select the common column, you need to click on OK. So a new column will be created. Okay. That means a new table will be created by the name merge. So you need to rename this table. So I'm employee table plus department table merged for our understanding. Okay. But the process is not completed because once you do the merge, it will show this table like this. But in that condition, you need to expand this button. Click on the expand button. So it will show all the columns which are there in the table to department name. What type of the columns you want to bring. So unselect it. Your requirement is, my requirement is I want to bring only two columns, right? Department name and location. Select the two columns and click on OK. Now that columns will be coming over here. See, it is highlighted. Department dot department name. That means department name is coming, column is coming from department table. Department dot location. That location column is coming from department. So now when you look at this data up to from employee number to department number, it contains the data of employee table. And department name to location, the last two columns are these data is coming from the department table. That's why this is called as merge. And they will ask what is the prerequisite, what is the requirement that you can do a merge between the two tables. The first one, they should have common ID between them. Okay. And one more thing, when you do the merge, the number of columns will be increased. So previously it has 8 columns and there are 2 columns. Now in the resultant, you have the 10 columns. That means the number of columns will increase when you perform merge operation. And the table, the width of the table will increase. Okay. The width of the table will increase. Up to here it is here, but because the tables are added horizontally, that's why the width of the table will be increased over here. Width of the table will increase and the number of columns will increase when you perform the merge operation. And when you perform the merge operation, to perform merge operation, at least they should have one common ID. So this is how you can perform the merge. Okay. Now there is another concept important, very, very important concept there is called as append queries. Okay, append queries. Now first you need to understand before learning any concept, why you are doing this concept is very important. To explain the merge requirement, what happens, don't expect all the data which is used for analysis will present in a single table. When you have allotted some project to you, the data which is required for analysis will be distributed in 3 or 4 tables. Now your requirement is I want to get the data from different tables into a table one. So in that, what is the option that you have? You need to go back. Yes, there is a merge operation through this merger. If that my data is present in the different tables, I can bring the data over here. Okay, that is the thing that you can do over here. Okay, that is a merge operation. Now there is a second requirement is called as append. Why this options will be helpful for you? Just think practically. What happens? You have joined in one company. Like month by month, some new data is coming. Suppose in January some data is coming. You are getting some data from some department, sales data. Okay, you have loaded that file in one folder, and some February you are getting the data. Okay, what you will do? I want to add February data to January. What you will do if it is Excel file, you will suppose in the Excel file January data is there. Now you go to the February, Control C, and you copy that data, and you will copy it in the February. If you want to do it manually Excel, you will follow that process. Again, March new data is coming. Already January, February is there in the Excel. You will go and copy the March data, Control C, and you come to here and you do the Control V, and you will see the March data. So if it is monthly, not a problem. If day by day some new data is coming. So instead of doing go and suppose if you're consisting of your data is coming in some lakhs and rows, how much time it will take to do manually by the data, and Excel cannot support. Suppose Excel, if you more than 5 lakhs or you can row in lakhs you row, and your Excel will data burden in the Excel increase. That means your performance of the Excel will also decrease, and Excel got sometime hang also. Now, instead of doing that manual procedure, now how within the fraction of seconds, how you can add the data in a single go. Okay, month by month or week by week, a new data is coming. So if I want to add that in the Power Query by using some menu based option or simple clicks without doing the copy paste. So that you can perform by using the append queries. So let us see here. For this, I will try to load some files and go to the new sources. In the Excel workbook, I will try to go to the downloads. So these files are stored in the form of Excel. I will try to. So I think they are filed as text CSV files. I will share that files as well in the Google Drive. Text CSV. So in the download section, suppose April data it is there. Yeah, April 2016 CSV. I am loading this file. See, whatever the file April it is showing here. So okay, I got the April file. Now same I want to go to this in the I want May file. April, May, June, July. I will try to load 4 files. April, May data. But the end of the class, what are the options which are there in the Power Query? Maybe the Home tab. Each and every option which is there in the Power Query will be covering. After completion of this Power Query, you will be able to navigate and you can able to perform each and every options which is there in the Power Query. We will not leave any single option unless like text analytics, vision, Azure machine learning. There are some options which we will not implement because to have this you need to have some machine learning language or text analytics. Except that we will able to touch all the options like Python and script, because I can explain this, but for this to understand this, you need to add some basic knowledge in Python, but that is not required for now. So that's why except these 4 or 5 options which are there over here, and we'll able to learn all the options which are there. And after the end of this particular class or for completing the Power Query, and any person who is attending the class can able to play with this option, and you can able to understand why each options in the Power Query is there and how each option will be helpful for you to transform the particular data. Okay. Now coming to the April, May data I have loaded. I want to load April, May, June data. So how I'm trying to get the data? Just new source. As these files are text files, select on text CSV, April, May, June, right? In the downloads I have stored just June. So June.cs. So I have selected click on OK. April, May, June. April, May, June, July. This data is set. Now my requirement is C. What is my requirement is I have the April data, right? I have May data. So think that I am in April 2016. Think you are in April month. So this data contains how many rows? 110 rows I have. Now to this April month. So next think in the next month May data is added. Now my requirement is I want to add this May data to April data. So April you have 110 rows. Okay. May, when you look at the May, you can see the fifth month. In the May you have 139 rows. So I want to add this 139 rows which are there in May. I want to add that in the April month. So I should get 110 plus 139. That means 249 rows, something that you need to get. So I want to add that. So how you can do this by using in Power Query. So in order to perform this, there is an option called as Append Queries. But first you need to understand what are the prerequisites. So what is the major condition that you need to satisfy if you want to perform merge? To perform merge that we have discussed between the two columns, at least you should have one common column. Then only you can do the merge. And are there any condition to perform the append? To perform the append operation, what happens? If I want to append these two files in a single file, right? So it should have same number of columns. So if it is having number of five columns, it should May month should also have five columns. Same number of columns it should have. Second requirement is these columns should be arranged in the same order. So trans date, account, customer, department, amount. Here also trans date, account, customer, department, amount. So same number of the columns these columns should be arranged in the same order. And third one, the data type should be same. What is meant by the data type? That means the data which is stored inside the column, we call it as data type. When you look at this column, trans date, what type of the data it is stored inside? It is storing the data related to date. See, when you look at the data type is date. See here, data type is date. When you click in the account table, we have this numbers are stored there. Numbers are stored. So the view tab, I will off this column profile. Okay. Yeah, I'm in the home tab. So if I click on this account column, what is the data type means the type of the data which is stored inside, we call it as data type. See, when you look at here, the data type, it is a whole number. That means the whole number is stored. When you look at the customer, the data, what type of the data is stored inside? The data, it is a text data. It is text right data. The data type is text. So in the department, when you look at the department, it contains the numbers. So the data type is whole number. So if I want to do the append queries, so the data type should also same. Okay, this transaction account with these data types between these two tables, the data type should be same. It should contain same number of columns, and those columns should be arranged in the same order. If these three conditions will met, then you can able to perform the append operation. Now my requirement to the April, I want to add the May data. So select first April month. Now in order to append, what you need to do? Append queries. So in this append queries as a new. Instead of append queries, I will use append queries of new. That means a new table will be created. That table contains April data plus May month data. So as a best practice, instead of using append queries, try to use the append queries as a new. I'm selecting this append queries as a new now, right? Now, first table, the table that you have selected over here, April 2016, by default, you can able to find that April 2016 over here. Now to this April month data, I want to add the data from the second table called as May month data, May 2016 data I want to add. So to the April data, I want to add the May data. Just click on OK. Okay. So first let us learn how to add the data between the two tables. I want to add April to the May month data. I've selected two tables by default. So April and month, and now click on OK. See, it will create by the name called as append. Now you can try to, for your understanding, it contains what data? April data, plus which it contains what data? May month data. Just for your understanding, I am naming this as April plus May. See, April data and May month data it is. Okay. Now you need to check. So whether it contains the data of April and May. Say here, 1/4 means it contains April data. Drag down over here. 5th, it May month's data. Now check at the count rows. In the April, how many rows you have? In the April, you have 110 rows. In the May month, come to the May sheet. How many rows you have? 139. 139 plus 110. When you club this, how many rows you will get? 249. Come to April and May month data. You can see you got 249 rows. It contains the April month data and it contains the May month data. So this is how you can append the data instead of avoiding the copy paste like Control C and Control V. If you have just need to download, just you need to select the tables, go to the append, select the table and click on OK. Automatically the table will be appended without writing coding at the back. Now you can ask me, sir, we have learned how to load the two tables. But in the now I have some 10 tables I want to add. I want to add 3 or more tables. I want to add April, May, June, July, 4 months data into a single file. How is it possible through the append? That is also simple as such. See, to the April month, I want to add May month, June, July. 3 months data I want to add. So first select the April month. Now you want to append. So in order to append, you need to go and scan your May files. Yes, it also to contain 4. All columns are same. All the columns are attended are in the same order. Translate, account, customer, department. Go to June. Just have a check. Same. It's same column names and column names are in the same order. Yes, that condition is satisfied. Now I can go for append. So I want to add to the April data, right? Select the first file. Select the first file, April. Okay, I have selected the first file over here. Now, in order to perform the append queries, you need to go for right append queries. And I want to add a new column, like append queries as a new. In the append queries as a new, what is the requirement? Like once you click on here, if you click on these two tables, you can able to add the data which is present between only these two tables. But my requirement, I want to add some 3 or more tables. Just try to click on these 3 or more tables over here. Now, already by default, you have selected April month data. That April month data is adding over here. Now, through that, I want to add which month data? May month data, right? See, select this May month. Okay, click on add. So May month it is coming over. I want to add June month data. Select the June. Click on add here, this center. The June is added over here. Now I want to add July month data. Select the July. Click on the add. Now July month add. Now the tables to append. I want to see final result it will show April month, then followed by May month, then followed by June or July. If you have October, November, December, select that file, click on add, and accordingly that columns will be coming over here. Now if I click on OK, automatically a new table will be created by the name append, which contains April month data, May month data, June month data, and July month data. This is very simple as such. Let me click on this OK, and let us see over here by the name. But we need to rename this column for the better understand. Just I want to rename this file over here. This remain. It contains April to April, May, July data. Just April to July and May. April to July. Fine. Now let us see. See, it is having when I open this, it contains okay. See, 1/4 means it contains April month data. Come down. 5565. That means it contains May data. 11/6, that means April, May, June data. 7, it contains July data. Now go to the count. You can count here. You have, see, 110 rows. In the May, how many? 139 rows, 249. Plus you add this, plus 136. In the July, plus 139. So when you club all this April to July, you'll getting 524. That means it contains April, May, June, July. All rows will be clubbed over here, and you contain the April data, and you come to the dead last, and you can see up to here July data is added. When you scroll down over here, see July data. So and total 524 rows are added in a single click by using the append concept. Now a question you may ask, sir, you have added 5 or 12 files that you are selecting the files manual. But my requirement is in one folder, I have some hundreds of thousand files. So instead of clicking this manually, suppose you have 100 files, you may to click the 100 times over there to select the file individually. That also it is also taking a lot of time. In that conditions, if in a file, I have played some 100 files or 1,000 files, but I want to load that files. I want to club that files in a single click. So there is an option called as I will load the data that I will explain in the next class by placing some 10 or 30 or 50 files. In that, there is an option called as append by folders. Okay, there is an option called as append by folders. Keep what are the required files in a folder, like 100 files. And in selecting the append, instead of appending here append files, instead of files, you will select the folders. Okay, if you select the folders and append, then all the files which are there in the files, maybe 100 files, that files will be appended. Okay, so in the next tomorrow, like I will load the data like some 20 or 30 files. As of now, the data is not ready. Where you can by using the single click within a fraction of second, you can load all the 100 files in a single row. That concept we call it as append by folder concept. So what think if you want to do that 100 files into in the Excel, if you want to do, and you have to manually copy paste, and it will take a lot of time. And there may be a lot of errors might happen while copying if you miss something. But here you can validate by using the count rows which are there over here, and you can see the data which is present in the different files are coming correct or not. We have learned how to append the 2 files, how to append 3 or more files. And the coming in the next class also we will be studying about how to append some hundreds of the files which are there in the folder by using the append folder concept. Okay. They will ask what is the prerequisite for doing the append. They will ask what is the requirement for doing merge. To do the merge, there should be 2 columns. Between the 2 columns, they should have one common ID. Based on the common column, you do the merge. To do the append, what are the prerequisite? What is the criteria that it need to satisfy? It should have same data types. It should have same columns, and those columns should be present in the same order. That is called as append. But when you look at this, when you look at the merge concept, the number of columns will be increased in the what we have seen there, because number of columns increase. But when you do the append, the number of rows will increase. See, previously we have the 139, 110 rows. After doing append, you are getting 520 rows. That means number of rows will be increased here. And the length of the table will increase here. Because rows are added from downside, the length of the table will increase when you go for the append, because they will ask like what is the difference between append when you go for merge, when you go for append, how you can append 2 tables, how you can append 2 or more folders. Is any concept I have some 100 file, instead of asking about upon append, they will say in a folder I have some 1,000 files, I want to put that 1,000 files in a single file. How you do it in the Power Query? Then you can ask. There is a concept called as append concept. Through that we can do. Then they will ask, instead of asking tell me about the merge concept in Power Query, they will not ask in that way. So they will ask scenario based. I have 2 tables, table A and table B. I want to bring the columns from table B to table A. How you will do in the Power Query? Then you need to answer. In that there is an option called merge, and with the help of the merge we can bring the data which are present in the different table B to table A. So in that way they will ask, but the concepts will remain same. Okay. Now, apart from that, you will let us study with some interesting concept which is related to group by. We have the times, because I will try to finish this option as well. In the interviewer, if they ask questions on Power Query, they will ask the question on merge, append, and this group by. That's for sure. Okay. Now, what is the use of this append? Let us go to this orders table over here. As of now, let me click on this group by. Yeah, group by option. So to understand the group by what is the use of this group by option in Power Query? This group by option will be helpful to summarize your data. To summarize your data. So if the people is having some knowledge on pivot table, so in the pivot table also you have a with the help of that you can summarize the data. It's very simple. To summarize the data means suppose you have the region over here. Okay, suppose let me go to the region column or sales column over here. In the region column, let me go to this. So how to go to the region column? Yesterday we have studied, right? In the view column or in the home column, there is an option called as choose columns. Okay. If it is taking a lot of time, so there is one easy way to navigate that I have explained. Go to columns, right? In the choose columns, okay, there is an option called go to column. In the go to column, I want to go to the region column, right? If I want to go to the region column, just what I will sort ascending or here by the name and select R if there is a region column over here. So whether oh okay. Here yesterday we have some removed some columns, right? So some columns are removed. That's why it is not appearing. Okay. See, now it is appearing. So yesterday, while explaining the region column, I have deleted that and same file I'm using. That's why I'm not able to find that. Okay. See, my requirement is you have this region column over here. In the region, see, we have south, it is many repeated many times, south many. So I want to club, see, when I sort over here, like sort ascending, see, the south is repeating many times, central. Think it is as 1,000 times. Okay, some 100 times. So we have the sales. But my requirement is I want in this central sales, it should club all the central sales. That means related to the central, and I should get a very one single value. So I want to summarize instead of in the centrality store, we have this is related to central, this is related, this all related to central, right? But my requirement is it should add all the values of central. Wherever the central is there, it should club all the values of sales related to the central, and I need to get a single value that I want to get one summarized output. So in order to get this type of summarized output, you will use an option called as group by. Okay, you will have an option called as group by. Let me go to the how you can implement the group by. See, go to the home tab. Let's click on this group by. Yeah. So now region. What is my requirement? I want region by sales, right? That means central how much sales, one single value, and it should club all east value. What is the east sales of that east, and I need to get the single value. That region by sum of sales I want. Each region by sum of sales I want. That is my summarized output. So in order to that, select the region column. So the new column means what is the column name? After doing the group by, it will create one new column for that. So what is the name of the column that you want to give? That column, new column, it is up to you what you want to give. So I want region wise sum of sales I want. Okay, there is so it is region wise. How sales is sum of sales. It will club all related to central single value, east single region wise sum of sales I want. So this is the table name that is you want to give. It is up to a Power BI developer what the name you want to give. But it is very easy to understand that I have given a region wise sum of sales. So region wise sum, right? I want sum of sales. Here the operation, I want region wise sum of sales means the operation I need to select sum. Okay, that is very simple as such. Region wise sum. So region wise sum of what I want. Region wise sum of sales I want, right? My requirement is I want region wise do the sum of sales. So here in the column I want to select, I need to select the sales. Now it will do the group by, it will group region wise. First it will go to the region, sort out the region, and it will do the operation sum on which on sales, and it will give the single output. And that output it will give in the form of new column. That new column will have given region wise sum of sales. Now let us click on OK. Just see region wise it has given sum of sales. South region when you club, this is the value. West region when you club, you will get this much value. Central region when you club, you will get this much value. East, this. So this is how it will be helpful for the group by option will be helpful for you. Okay. Now, if you want to see whether these values are correct or not, you can go to this report view. You can click on this close and apply. Okay. You can, if you want to save these changes, if you want to this save two changes here, group the rows, right? If you want to save these changes, you can click on this close and apply. When you click on close and apply, these changes will be saved. Okay. Right. So it is taking some time. Now, because we have done the group by whether that options are working correct or not, whether you are getting the correct value or not. And if you want to cross check in the report view also, you can cross check. Let us see. So once, see, you have made some changes in the Power Query. Yesterday we have discussed. If you want to save the changes, when you click on there, close and apply only, those changes will be saved. From Power Query, when you click on close and apply, you will come to Power BI desktop. From Power BI desktop, if you want to go to Power Query, you need to click on transform data. So I explained 5 or 10 times in the yesterday's class because people are often confusing. Sir, you are in Power Query, how you came back here? Just you made some transformation. You need to save the transformation, right? In order to save the transformation, you have clicked on close and apply, right? As soon as you click on close and apply, you will come to Power BI. In the Power BI desktop, from the Power BI desktop, you will go to Power Query. You can click on this transform data. Okay. Now, so here region wise sales, right? So I will try to create one table for here, one table. So not a matrix. This is the table, region wise sales. Okay. So where we are in the order table, we have a, yeah, a region wise sum of sales. So you just will try to remember that sales value. Okay. So I will take the screenshot so that anyone you can remember from here. See, you are in Power BI desktop. I want to go where? I want to go to Power Query, right? In order to go to the Power Query, where you need to click, you have to click on this transform data. Okay, transform data. See, you have grouped the data. I will take the screenshot of this. So these are the values we have. Okay, these are the values we have. Okay. Now I will try to. So after group by rows, you got this value. Now I will try to remove this because once we create the grouped rows in the final, when you go to the Power BI desktop, only group rows will appear. So you have done the group by, just I am removing this. Now I will compare this from here from Power Query. If you want to go to Power BI desktop, just you need to click on close and apply. Just my requirement is I want to make you understand whether you are getting the correct value, these values or not. So if these values are correct or not. So to understand this, what 9 rows are loaded. Okay. So I will take a table visual. You can take the table visual or anything. So I will try to delete this. See, select this table visual table. Now select region wise sales. In the Power BI desktop, where the Power BI desktop values are matching with Power Query, let us compare. So here region wise sales, right? In where in the orders table, you select region wise sales. Region. Region. See, this is the region. Sales. Now see the values. So just let me zoom here so that 501239 central 5 lakhs change, east 6 lakh change, south 3 lakhs change, west 7 lakh change. In the screenshot, see here this. South 3 lakhs 91. I will keep here so that you can compare it. See, south 3 lakhs 91, 721. This values are except decimals. West 7 lakhs 25, 7 lakhs 20. Like east 6 lakhs 78, 6 lakhs 78. And coming to central or south 3 lakhs coming to central 5 lakhs something, central 5 lakhs. So like this you need to compare because in the Power Query you have done the group by, and if you want to compare in the report both the values are matching, that means that you have done the group by correctly. So if you want to validate that kind of thing, then you can validate. Now you have seen, so now you have seen over here these values. Just take the screenshot of this. Right. Now what I do from the Power BI desktop, I want to go to the Power Query. How I can go to the Power Query? From Power BI desktop, if I want to go to the Power Query, I need to click on this transform data. Once you click on the transform data, you will go here. Now let us see, let us perform. How we perform the group by? How you perform the group by? Very simple. First, you are in the order table. To perform the group by, what is the option that you need in the home tab? You need to click on group by. Okay. In the group by what? Here it is basic in. What is my requirement? I want region by sum of sales, right? So you are doing the group by on region, right? Select the region. Region. So the new column name. What is my requirement? I want to do region by sum of sales. We have to set, right? Region wise sum of sales. The operation means you want region wise sum of sales means region wise I want to do the sum. So you should not select the count. You need to select the sum. So select a region wise sum of you are doing my requirement is I want the region wise sum of sales, right? In the column you need to select the sales column. So here this column it is up to you. Just click on OK. So this value South 39. In this way you have got group rows. Compare the values over here. See Central, East, in the 5, 6, 3, 7. Here also 5. Central is 5. South is 3 lakhs. East is 6 lakhs. West is 7 lakhs. So this is how you will use the group by option. Okay. Now, if you want to change this, okay, in order to make some many changes in the group by, I have said like there is one option here called as gear icon. When you click on this gear icon, you can modify your queries. See, region wise sums. This. Now my requirement is if you want to the basics, when you for the basic, you can only make one change. But your client will ask in the real time. Your client will ask in the real time. Apart from the region by sum of sales, he may ask you. He want apart from the region by sum of sales, he may ask you region wise maximum sales, region wise minimum sales. In like that, he can ask you some advanced concepts also. In the basic, you can do perform only on two. So this group by basic, there is one option in the group by there is called advanced. So region by sum of sales, I will add if I want some other things like region wise max sales also I want. You may ask region wise maximum sales. So in particular region, what is the maximum sales it has happened? I want. Okay, that is also you can do it by group by region wise max sales. Region wise, what I want my requirement region wise max sales, right? So here instead of that sum, region wise sum of sales is doing sum, but region wise max sales means you need to select here max. Region wise max sales, right? So select the sales. What happened in the particular region? Suppose in the south or north, south, you have some sales in every day, but on which day it will pick up only the maximum highest value which has happened there because you have selected region wise max sale. And I want region wise minimum sales. What is the least sales which has happened on a particular day? In that condition, region wise minimum sales. In that condition, what do you need to select? Instead of max, you can select the minimum. So you can see the sales, region wise minimum sales. And you can see region wise, your client is asking, I don't want sum of sales, your requirement change. I want to say region wise average sales. Okay, average sales like south and average, how much it is performing, north, how much it is performing, east, how much it is performing. So region wise, average sales. So here you have to select this, you need to select the button called as average. Here sales, region wise average. Okay, like this within the single, see this group by option is very essential. So we can see within single you can do in a single like table you can find region wise sum of sales, you can find region wise max sales, you can find region wise minimum sales over here. Okay, see now let us click on OK. See south region wise sales, South little like this, it is the values. Maximum sales in the south, that there is 22,000 is the maximum sale. West is 13,000 is the maximum sale. Central on one day 17,000 is the maximum sale. East it is like this. So south the least sales is 1.167, west 0.99, central 0.44, east 0.852. This is the least sales. Region wise average sales. On an average, see everything is more or less same. South average is 241, west is 226, central is 215, east is 238. So on an average, which region is performing better? 241. That southeast region is having highest average. Which is having lowest average? Central average sales is 251. 215. It is having lowest average sales. Like within a single group by, you can use the multiple group by according to the need. Okay, so a group by can do everything like a pivot table. Okay, within now, not only this in this group by, see, you can not only you can add the multiple aggregations. You have aggregated here as because some max minimum, you can add multiple groupings as well. Multiple groupings also you can add. So you want to see region wise. So I'm removing. If you want to remove this, I don't want a region wise sales, region wise max sales or something. Here, I want to remove this average. I want me maximum minimum sales. These two I don't require. So how you can delete this? To delete that, you have this button, three buttons. Now click on delete. It will delete. Region wise minimal sales I don't want. Just click on this three dot and you can delete. You can. This is how you can delete. Now, not only region wise, now your client will ask, yes, you are showing the overview of the business, how your region sum and average is performing, but your client will ask, in the particular region, I want to compare how much each category is performing. I have three categories like furniture, office supply, okay, home of supply, there are three categories are there. In this particular region, how each category of my products is performing. He may ask them that way. Okay, in that you can in that region wise you want to see the category, each category of the product, how much it is performing. There are three categories of product. In that condition, you can add grouping over here. In the grouping region wise, you want to see the category also. So here in this, you can click on this drop down and you want category wise, right? Select the category. Now click on OK. See how the data will helpful. See now here you can sort it by like ascending or something because you can able to see central. See central region. In the central region, for every region there are three category of products. In central you have furniture category, technology category, office supply. In east, before what happened to total, if you want to see, if you want to go the previous data, you can click on, you can go back one step and you can see over here in this sorted rows here. This tape or group rows central. Okay. If you want to go startup, yeah. So, sorry, yeah. So central. So what is the central total sales over here? We can see central sales is 5 lakh something. Now the client want to see this 5 lakh, how it is distributed in different categories. So this central sales you can see. See, furniture is making 1,66,000 something, 1.6. And central technology is making 1.7. Central office supplying beating 1.6. When you club all these, okay, region wise, then you will get the central sales like this. Okay, this is how they want to see the data. Now East, you have said East, these three regions. What is total East it is making? 6 lakh something. But in that 6 lakh, how each category is making? They have three categories: furniture, technology, office supply. So in out of this 6 lakhs, 6.7 lakhs, when you look at the furniture, it is making 2 lakhs change. Technology, it is making 2 lakhs 6,000. 2.6 lakh. Office is making 2 lakhs. That means in these three, some technology is making the highest sales. Like this, you can perform the category, each region wise and each reach wise, each category is performing. Then you can better analyze the difference. So region is performing, but in particular region, which category is performing better, which category is not performing better. Then you can able to analyze that information. Okay. When you look at the South Sea technology, these three in the South technology is performing better, 1.4, 1.2, 1.11. So he will concentrate more on that furniture. Why it is there. In the furniture, this category is not performing better, then he can try to implement some, we will find some ways to optimize his business. Now the client is not satisfied. Okay, now the requirement may change to the client. What is the requirement? So sorted rows, I will try to remove this. So group rows, I will go here. Now the client will ask region-wise categories. Okay. Now client wants to deep dive the information. He want to see in each category how much each subcategory is performing, how each subcategory is performing. You want to analyze that business also. So in that condition, you can add one grouping. Instead, add grouping. Instead of category, you will try to select the subcategory. So here region-wise information, in region-wise how each category is performing. In each category in the furniture, you have some 10 or 12 products, and that products are how they are performing also, you will get the information. So let us click on OK over here. Now let us see. See, it's out here, like I'm sorting ascending. Here I will sort because start listening. Right center. Now here also category I will also go and I will try to sort ascending. Now see. See, both ascending means because all you can compare it easily. Central, you see the central in the furniture. This is the central in the furniture, we have four categories. What are the four categories are there in furniture? You have tables, chairs, furnishing, and bookcases. Now see in the central region, in the category of furniture, you have four products. So see in this bookcases, it is tables are performing better, 3.9 something, 3.9 lakhs. Chairs is 8.5 lakhs. Furnishing, you can see, furnishing is only 15,000. Okay. Bookcases, you see, it is 24,000. It is 24,000. It is 15,000. It is 8.5 or something, 85,000. It is 39,000. That means the chairs are performing better. Okay. Which is not performing. Furniture, it is only 15,000. So region wise, category wise, they are okay. In this particular category, which is performing better, which is not performing better. And the client will concentrate, yes, in the furniture, there is no worry about chairs, it is making 85,000. But in the furniture category, in furnishing, so my products are got, the category of the product is not making the sales like 15,000. And in this furniture, he will try to optimize his business in furnishing. This is how the client will use the business. So group by, it is up to you how you can use. You can use in multiple ways. I can, with a group by, I can give with hundreds of examples. But it is up to you. This option of the group by will helpful how the question comes from the business client side. Based upon that, you will play with the group by. Now, see, if I want to see the product wise, region wise, category wise, we have seen subcategory wise. In the bookcase also, you have on products like some 100 products are there. Now, if you want to see in this subcategory in the bookcase, how much each product is performing, like that also you can see in the group rows. In that condition, what you will do? Go to the group rows, add grouping. In this, instead of row ID, you can select the product name. If I click on OK, what information I will get? How each region is performing, how each category is performing, how each subcategory is performing, each subcategory, and how each product is performing. So that type of the information you will get when you use in the group by. Okay. So we are running short of the time, and tomorrow class we'll try to discuss about some other concept. Today we have covered about what is merge, what is append, what is data types, what is group by, and we'll coming to the next class. We'll discuss next in the class. So if anybody is interested, type to enroll your course today because it's been already 4 classes that we have completed. So try to enroll your admissions by today so that you can continue with the classes. And okay. So if you have any doubts, ping me in the WhatsApp personally so that I can clarify it there itself. Okay. Thank you. I will stop the recording.